Christmas Eve, in the year of our Lord, 1842. Streets alive with a happy throng. In the heart of the great city, in a darkened alleyway, a dingy counting house. Through the shutters guarding the narrow windows, a flickering light. In this dismal, cobwebbed room, the miser, Ebenezer Scrooge. Old, ill-favored, ugly. A second figure we see, stooping over a desk. His clerk, Bob Cratchit. The hour is late, yet still they work, toiling over musty ledgers by the fitful light of guttering candles. Inside, desolation and despair. Outside in the streets, blanketed in driven snow, children's voices raised in praise of the festive season.
Did I not bid you to bid those children be gone?
I did, sir, but they wouldn't take no notice.
No notice, eh? Where's that ruler? Be gone, you little ruffian. Stop making that awful noise. Be gone, I say. Be off, I tell you. Get away from my door, or I'll flay the hides off you with this ruler. A Merry Christmas. Humbug. Humbug. Who's that at this hour?
Good day to you, Bob.
Good day to you, sir.
Who calls at this late hour?
It's Mr. Fred, sir.
And Merry Christmas, Uncle, and God save you.
Humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle. Fie, you don't mean that, I warrant.
I do mean it. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
For that matter, Uncle, what right have you to be dismal and morose? You're rich enough.
Eh? Humbug.
Nay, don't be ill-tempered, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in a world such as this, peopled by fools? Merry Christmas. Out upon a Merry Christmas. What is Christmas to you? But a time for paying your bills without money, a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer, a time for balancing your books and finding every item in them for a round dozen a month's presented debt against you. If I could have my will, every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart, so he should.
Uncle!
Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Let me leave it alone, then. Much good may it do you. Much good it has ever done you.
Ah, there are many things from which I might have derived good, from which I have not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. I have always thought of Christmas time, as it has come its yearly round, apart from the veneration which is due to its sacred name and origin, if anything belonging to it can be apart from that, as a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable, pleasant time.
Good for him.
Therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good and will do me good, and I say, God bless it.
Really, Mr. Fred, bravo!
Let me hear another sound from you, Bob Cratchit, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. As for you, Mr. Fred, you're quite a powerful speaker. I wonder you don't enter Parliament.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come and dine with us tomorrow.
See you damn first. Good day.
With all my heart, I'm sorry to find you so resolute. We've never had a quarrel to which I have been a party. Never, Uncle. Oh, well, I've made the trial in homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humour to the last. And Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good day.
And a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Bob.
A Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Fred. A Merry Christmas, sir.
There's another fellow. The clerk, Bob Cratchit. 15 shillings a week and a wife and family, and talking about a Merry Christmas. I'll retire to a lunatic asylum.
Sir?
Well.
A gentleman to see you, sir.
No?
Good day to you, sir. Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Well, have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh, well, I have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Who are you, sir? I have no recollection that we are acquainted.
Probably not. Goodman is my name, sir, of Goodman and Company, Tea and Porters, Mincing Lane. Here are my credentials, sir.
What's this? Oh, Charity. Take him away. I don't want to see him.
But at this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute, who suffer greatly at the present time. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons, sir, unfortunately.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor, then?
Alas, both very busy, sir.
I was afraid from your first remarks that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I am indeed glad to hear news to the contrary.
My colleagues and myself, under the impression that these state institutions scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude, are endeavouring to raise a fund to purchase the poor meat and drink and means of warmth. We chose this season of the year because it is a time above all others when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. And now, sir, for what amount shall I inscribe your name?
Nothing.
Oh, you wish to remain anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, sir, that is my answer.
But, sir,
I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the institutions I have named. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many cannot go there. Many would rather die than
If
go
they
there.
would rather die, then they'd better do so and decrease the surplus population. It's not my concern. It's enough for a man to understand his own business and not to interfere with other people. Mine occupies me constantly. I'll bid you good day.
But, Mr. Scrooge,
I'll
surely...
bid you good day. Show this gentleman out, Cratchit.
I beg of you, Mr. Scrooge, just...
Good day.
Good day, sir.
Dawdling as usual, Cratchit. Carols. Shh, shut that door. Come here, Cratchit. You'll want all day off tomorrow, I suppose.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient. There's work to be done. Come in at 9 in the morning.
Yes, sir.
For a couple of hours.
Oh, yes, sir. I will, sir.
See you're not late.
I'll not be late, sir. And thank you, sir.
Before you go, put my gruel on the hob.
Yes, sir.
And my slippers to warm.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to the chop house across the street for my dinner. They take all the newspapers there. Lock up when you leave. I'll be back later.
Yes, sir. A Merry Christmas.
Bah!
Almost midnight, and Ebenezer Scrooge, alone in the dismal, shadowed room. On his desk, open ledgers, debit and credit, debit and credit, and the hour strikes.
Very strange. I could have sworn I saw the face of my old partner, Jacob Marley, in the door. Impossible. Impossible. Marley is dead. No doubt of that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. I, Scrooge, signed it. And Scrooge's name is good on the stock exchange for anything he cares to put his hand to. But 'tis very strange. Marley is dead. What's that? What's that?
Ebenezer Scrooge.
What do you want with me?
Much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who were you then? You're particular for a ghost.
In life I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley.
Oh, woe is me. Oh.
You're fettered. Tell me why.
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. Yours was as full and as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago.
Jacob, oh Jacob Marley, tell me more.
Why it is I appear before you in this form you see, I may not tell. Yet I have sat invisible beside you many and many a day. That is no light part of my penance. Hark, you will be haunted by a threefold spirit.
A threefold spirit? I think I'd rather not.
Without these visitations, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first this night when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over, Jacob?
On the night which follows, expect the second at the same hour, and the third upon the third night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us.
Yes, but Jacob, I say, Jacob Marley! He's gone. The clock of the old church. The hour. And nothing else.
Ebenezer Scrooge, look upon me.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am that threefold spirit.
Your appearance is strange to me, spirit. I see a blaze of light about your head, and in your hand you hold a branch of holly. Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
God rest you, merry gentlemen, there's nothing to dismay.
The ghost of Christmas past? The ghost of Christmas past? Long past?
No, your past.
My past? Spirit,
Well, mortal,
that light about your head is dazzling to me eyes. Can you not dim its radiance?
what would you so soon put out with worldly hands the light I give?
'Tis dazzling to me eyes.
You and your like have striven to extinguish it over the years, without success.
I have? Then unknown to me. What business brings you here, pray?
Your welfare.
My welfare? I am much obliged, but I would have thought that a night of unbroken rest would have been more conducive to that end.
Your reclamation, then. Huh? Take heed. Rise and come with me.
I am but mortal. Where would you lead me?
Through the air, above the crust of earth. Approach this window. Scrooge, what do you see?
I see a drawing room decked with holly, a young man and a beautiful, tender girl.
Look again and recognize.
Why, 'tis Emma, the girl I was betrothed to, and the man? Yes, it must be. It is my former self. Myself as a young man.
Listen, listen.
Matters little. To you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
I am not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor, and content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune by patient industry. You are changed. When our contract was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
Your own feeling tells you you were not what you are. I am. That which promised happiness when we were one in heart is fraught with misery now we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in another atmosphere of life, another hope as its great end, in everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If this had never been between us, tell me, would you seek me out and try to win me now?
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could, heaven knows. If you were free today, can I believe that you would choose a dowerless girl, you who in your confidence with her weighed everything by gain?
No.
Or, choosing her, do I not know that your repentance and regret would surely follow? I do, and release you. With a full heart for the love of him you once were.
But Emma...
May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Spirit, show me no more. Why do you delight to torture me?
One shadow more.
No more, no more. Show me no more.
As you wish.
What a return, Spirit.
Tomorrow night, upon the stroke of 12, think well upon what I have shown you.
The hour appointed for the second visitation.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ah.
Look upon me, Ebenezer Scrooge, look.
I see you, Spirit, as I did last night. But there is a difference.
What change do you perceive?
You wear a holly wreath upon your head, and in your hand you hold a flaming torch.
You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Have you never walked forth with the younger members of my family? Meaning, for I am very young, My elder sisters, born in these later years.
You bemuse me. I think not. Have you had many sisters, Spirit?
More than 1,800.
1,800?
One born each year of the Christian era.
A large family to provide for. And the cost in money.
Money. Money has no meaning for the members of my family, except for the happiness it provides. Our journey waits.
Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learnt a lesson that moves me still. If you have aught to teach me this night, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe. We descend to Scrooge.
This house?
You know it?
Yes, yes. The home of my clerk, Bob Cratchit, isn't it?
It is.
Why do you wave your torch over the house?
I am the spirit of Christmas, Ebenezer Scrooge. I place my blessing on this dwelling.
But why? Bob Cratchit gets but 15 shillings a week.
Look through the window.
But I don't understand. 15 bob a week. Bob pockets each Saturday but 15 silver replicas of his Christian name. And yet you bless his house.
Watch. What do you see?
I see. Yes, there's Mrs. Cratchit, Bob's wife, laying the table for dinner. And there at the stove is young Peter. My, but he's grown since I saw him last. The tablecloth is threadbare, but spotless. The room bare, but spotless also.
This is a home, Scrooge.
And the shining light in young Peter's eye as he watches the stove.
The light of youth, unsullied and unspoiled. Listen.
Are the potatoes nearly done, Peter?
They smell done, Ma.
Give them one more turn. Careful now, they must be crisp and brown. Careful now, and no tasting.
Mother, what do you think? No, let me tell. But I want
Children, one at a time, or both together. Well, what have you got to tell me?
We've just come from the bakehouse. And we've smelled the goose. The Christmas goose.
Children, don't make so much noise. You'll get me all flustered. Anyone would think it was the only goose in the world. Now, it must be getting late, and if you delay me, I shall never have the dinner ready for your father coming in. Dear, dear, whatever has got him and your brother Tiny Tim?
They'll be here soon, Ma.
I pray so. And Martha wasn't as late last Christmas by half an hour. Look out of the window and see if you can see her, girls.
Come on, we'll look and see his Martha. Come along the street, Mother. Yes, here she is, Mother. Here's Martha, Ma. Martha, Martha. Here's Martha, Mother. Hurrah, hurrah. Oh, look at the lovely goose.
Bless your heart alive, me dear.
Oh, it's good to be home.
Here, let me take your shawl and bonnet. My, how late you are.
There was a deal of work to finish up last night, Mother, and all the clearing away to do this morning.
Well, never mind, as long as you have come. Sit down by the fire and have a warm, me dear.
Thank you, Mother.
You must be worn out, me dear, Lord bless you.
Look, Spirit. Here comes Bob Cratchit down the street. And that's Tiny Tim on his shoulders, waving his crutch and laughing. Tiny Tim's a cripple, Spirit.
Listen all.
It's Father.
Yes, Father's coming now with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
Don't dawdle, girls. Everything must be ready piping hot.
Let's have a game. Hide, Martha. Let's hide, Mama. Hide. Then you haven't come. Where shall I hide? Quickly, where? Hide under the table. Quickly, oh, Martha. Yes. Stay as quiet as a mouse, Martha.
Poor Father.
Cross to see little Timothy on his own horse. Hey, well, here we are. Back safe and sound and all cigarred.
Gee up, hooray!
Down you get, Tim. That's the end of the ride. What solemn faces you girls all have.
Why, Bob, I thought you were never coming. Now, who's going to fetch that goose from the bakehouse?
I am. No, me. I'll fetch it. Can I come too? Yes? Come on, Tim. Come on, Tom. Belinda. Hurry, hurry, before someone else has swallowed up our lovely goose. You know, they might swallow it down quickly.
Where's our Martha?
She's not coming.
Not coming? Not coming on Christmas Day?
Well, you see.
And what was that, pray? A noise from underneath the table?
Well, Bob...
And what do my eyes behold? The tablecloth rising up towards me and...
Here I am, Father.
Martha, you little vixen. So you'd tease your poor old father, would you?
She meant no harm, Bob.
That I know. Give us a kiss, Martha, me dear.
Dear Father, I couldn't bear to see you disappointed. Sit you down, and I'll let Mother to dish up.
My man is blessed who can count his blessings such as I.
And how did little Tim behave in church, Bob?
As good as gold, and better. Somehow he gets thoughtful sitting by himself so much and thinks the strangest things you've ever heard. Do you know what?
What, Bob?
He told me coming home that he hoped the people saw him in the church, a cripple as he was, that it might be pleasant for them to remember on Christmas Day who made the lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Our poor little Tim, the weakest lamb of all our flock. Oh, Bob, do you think he ever will get well?
Of course he will, Mother. Why, he's stronger and heartier now than he ever was.
Pray God, pray God. Look to the stove, Martha. Here come the children. Open the door for them, Bob.
That I will, with a heart and a half.
Here comes the goose. Here comes the goose.
Oh, my, what a goose. Now, sit down, everybody. You carve, Bob.
That I will, me dear.
See, the knife is sharp.
What a goose. I should say it was a goose. I declare that goose was never cooked in an oven. It must have been hatched like that.
Tim, you come sit by me. Quiet, children, please, quiet. Grace, Bob.
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful.
Amen.
Amen.
And now...
Children.
And now, a Merry Christmas to us all, me dears. God bless us.
God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Amen to that.
Spirit,
Well, Scrooge,
tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, no. Oh, no, kind spirit. Say he will be spared.
If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, none other of my race will find him here. What then? If he be like to die, he'd better do it and decrease the surplus population.
Oh, don't remind me.
Man, if man you be in heart, now adamant, forbear that wicked cant until you have discovered what the surplus is and where it is. Will you decide what men shall live, what men shall die? Oh God, to hear the insect on the leaf pronouncing on the too much life among his hungry brothers in the dust.
But, Spirit...
Watch.
Now listen all. Listen.
Children.
A toast.
A toast.
Yes, a toast. A toast to Mr. Scrooge. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
Dear, the children. Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy heart, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge.
But my dear.
You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do, poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
Oh, well, I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt. Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge! Mr. Scrooge!
And now, Tim, time for your song. The first Noel.
The first Noel, Tim.
The first Noel that the angels did say was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, and watching their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
Good boy, Timmy.
No more, Spirit. I pray you show me no more.
My time is almost spent. One vision more.
Oh, no more visions this night, Spirit.
Come. Look. What see you now?
A greenish mist and two shadowy forms.
Look closely at those forms. What like are they?
They are two children. At least they have the shape of children. A boy, a girl. Yet they are more like monsters. Yellow, meager, ragged, scowling, wolfish. Spirit, are they yours?
They are man's, and they cling to me appealing from their fathers. The boy is ignorance, the girl is want. Beware them both, and all of their degree, but most of all beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Deny it, slander those who tell it you, admit it for your factious purpose and make it worse, and bide the end.
Have they no refuge? Have they no resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Oh, where am I? Here in my own chair, in my own room. It's very cold, cold and dark. It's growing colder and darker.
Ebenezer Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge.
I am in the presence of Christmas yet to come. You are about to show me shadows of the things that have not yet happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear you company and do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Lead on, then. The night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me, I know. Lead on, spirit. If you can call it a room, a filthy, grimy hovel lit by a guttering candle, sitting at a table, an evil-looking, horrible old man. I know his face. He's well known in the city as a receiver of stolen property. They call him Old Joe.
Who's there?
Let me in, Joe.
Who is it?
Me, Mrs. Dilber, the charwoman. Let me in. You're never averse to doing a bit of business, I'm sure.
You couldn't have come to a better place. Come into the parlour. You made free of it long enough, you know. Yeah, we're both suited to our calling. We're well matched, huh?
Nah, business, Joe, business.
Stolen goods, eh, Mrs. Dilber? This what comes of being an old miser's charwoman, is it?
What odds, then? Everyone has the right to take care of themselves. He always did.
True indeed. No man more so.
Why then, don't stare at me as though you was afraid. Who's the wiser? We're not going to pick holes in each other's coats, I suppose. And who's the worse for a loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed.
If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, the wicked old screw, why wasn't he natural in his lifetime? If he had been, he'd have had someone to look after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there, gasping out his last, alone by himself.
A judgment on him.
I wish it had been a heavier judgment. And it should have been, you may depend on it, if I could have laid my hands on anything else. Take a look at these, Joe, and tell me the value of them.
4 seals, pencil case, pair of silver buttons, couple of brooches. Yeah, that's the account, 7 bob. You ask me for another penny, I'll make it an open question. I'd repent of being so liberal and knock a half a crown.
No use arguing with you, Joe. Now, how much for these?
Sheets, towels, 2 teaspoons, a pair of sugar tongs, some old boots. There's not much value here. 4 bob for the lot.
But Joe, only...
I always give too much to ladies. It's a weakness of mine. Not another 6pence if I was to be boiled. What next? What's this? Bed curtains?
Bed curtains, Joe.
Here, you don't mean to say you took him down, rings and all, with him lying there?
I did. And why not? And don't drop candle grease on them blankets.
His blankets?
Whose else's?
I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
You may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you'll find no hole nor a threadbare place. It's the best he had, and a fine one too.
You're a caution, you are, Mrs. Dilber. Well, here you are. Here's your account.
Thank you, Joe. Always pleased to do business with you. Money down, and no questions asked, eh?
And no answers given either, Mrs. Dilber.
This is the end of it, you see. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. What, Spirit? Don't tell me that it is me. Don't say that it's me they speak of. If there is any person in the city who feels emotion caused by my death, show that person to me, Spirit, I beseech you. Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson, trust me. Let us go. Let us see some tenderness connected with her death, or this dark chamber we bid farewell to now will ever haunt me. Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. I have learned my lesson, Spirit. Show me no more, I beg you. Leave me in peace. Must I go on? What is this dark and dismal place? A churchyard. I see a pointing, Spirit. What would you show me? A grave? But this is not a man's grave, Spirit. It's a new grave, fresh and green, and flower-covered, well cared for. It's the last resting place of a little child. It is the grave of Tiny Tim. Must I go on? You lead me to a dreary and lonely corner of the churchyard. The grass is long and dark and wet about my knees. This stone is broken, ill-favored, overrun with moss and weeds, the growth of vegetations of death. I must try and decipher the name upon this stone. E-B-E-N. Ebenezer Scrooge. Am I that man they spoke about? No, Spirit, oh no, no, no. Hear me, Spirit. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this intercourse. Why show me this, if I am past all hope? Good Spirit, your nature intercedes for me and pities me. Assure me that I may yet change these shadows you have shown me by an altered life. I will honor Christmas in me heart and try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall thrive within me. I will not shut out the lessons they teach. Oh, tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. And the future. The spirits of all three shall thrive within me. Where am I? Why, I'm here. I'm not dead either. I'm alive. The shadow of the things that would have been dispelled. They will be, I know they will. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. I'm as giddy as a drunken sailor. A Merry Christmas to everybody. A Happy New Year to all the world. There's the sauce me gruel was in. That's where the ghost of old Jacob Marley entered. In that corner stood the ghost of Christmas present. It's all right. It's all true. It all happened.
month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. I'm quite a baby. Never mind. I don't care. I'd rather be a baby. Oh, it's a beautiful morning. Let's have the window open. No mist, clear, bright, jovial, stirring cold, piping for the blood to dance to. Golden sunlight, heavenly sky, sweet fresh air, merry bells. Glorious, glorious. I must ask that boy what day it is. Hey, you there, what's today?
Hey!
What's today, me fine fellow?
Today? Why, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day? It's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Hello, me fine fellow.
Hello.
Come to the window. I want a word with you. I know what I'll do. Listen, me boy. Do you know the poulterers at the next but one corner?
I should hope I did.
An intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey hanging up there? Not the little prize turkey, but the big one.
What, the big one as big as me, sir?
A delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him. Yes, me lad.
Why, it's hanging there now.
Is it? Go and buy it.
Walker.
No, I'm in earnest. Go out and buy it and tell them to bring it here that I may give them direction where to take it. Come back with the turkey and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with it in 5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown.
What goes the weasel, sir?
5 minutes and I'll give you half a crown. An excellent boy. He'll get on in the world. I'll send it to Bob Cratchit. That's what I'll do. I'll send it to Bob's, and he shan't know who sent it. Twice the size of Tiny Tim. Twice the size of Tiny Tim. And this knocker on the door, I shall love it as long as I live. I scarcely ever looked at it before. An honest expression in its face. It's a wonderful knocker, a wonderful knocker. That Mr. Goodman who called on me, I have his card. I'll write a note to him, ask his pardon, and send him a cheque for £100. Yes, £100. That'll cover a great many back payments, a great many.
The turkey, sir.
You brought it back yourself, me fine fellow, eh? What a size. You're going to carry that to Camden Town, eh?
I can manage, sir.
Nonsense. You must have a cab. Here's the address. Bob Cratchit, 13 College Street, Camden Town. Can you remember that?
You try me, sir.
That's a good boy, that's a good boy. And don't say who sent it, eh? There's for the cab, and this is for yourself now. Off you go.
Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
Merry Christmas. I told Bob Cratchit to come in this morning. If only I can catch him late. He is late. It's nearly 9:15. Here he comes, running as though the devil were after him. I pretend to be working. Where's me pen? Here it is. Shut that door. Come here, sir. What do you mean coming here at this hour of the day?
I'm sorry, sir. I am behind me time.
You are? Yes, I think you are.
It's only once a year, sir. I was up late last night, sir, helping Mrs. Cratchit prepare the dinner for today.
My friend, I'm not going to stand this sort of thing any longer. I repeat, I'm not going to stand it. Therefore, sir, I am about to raise your salary. A Merry Christmas, Bob, a Merry Christmas, Bob, my good fellow. A merrier Christmas than I've given you for many a year. And raise your salary and endeavour to assist your struggling family. And we'll discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a Christmas bowl off Smoking Bishop. Now, off you go, and tell your good wife. I'll be along to see you later in the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I'll tell her, sir. Good day, sir. Thank you, sir.
No more work today. There's my coat and my hat. Oh, here we are. What's that carol those children were singing? Good King Wenceslas. Now, I wonder if I could remember it. Good King Wenceslas one day on the feast of Stephen.
Later in the afternoon of that Christmas day, dinner is over in the humble home of Bob Cratchit. There he is, standing before the fire, smoking his long clay pipe, surrounded by his family. And yes, there's Tiny Tim, his little crutch by his side, as happy as the rest of them.
A most excellent dinner, me dear, and we must thank God for it, and for giving us such a fine cook to enable us to enjoy it. Bless you, Mrs. Cratchit. And now the old year will soon be drawing to a close, and we must put forward our best efforts in the new year, so that when next Christmas tide comes round, we shall all be together again, and shall be able to look back on a good year's work well done.
2 new faces are added to this happy circle. Mr. Fred and his winsome wife to wish the family a Merry Christmas with presents for the children.
A Merry Christmas, Bob.
A Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Fred, sir.
A Merry Christmas, ma'am.
A Merry Christmas.
As you know, Bob, I called on my Uncle Scrooge last night. I was passing and I couldn't resist the temptation to drop in and wish him a Merry Christmas.
And what did he have to say to that?
He said Christmas was a humbug as I live.
Oh, he didn't, Mr. Fred.
He did, and he believed it too.
Am I coming?
Speak of the devil. Why, what are you doing here, Uncle?
May I come in?
Certainly, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Bob. I'm not so certain of me welcome at that. I don't think I've been very welcome here in the past, have I?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, come along then. I haven't come here to damp your spirits. Don't stare at me as though I was a dancing bear. I've come to wish you a Merry Christmas, Bob.
What? Merry Christmas?
Thank you, sir. You did that this morning.
I want to meet your family, Bob. This is Mrs. Cratchit, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sorry, sir.
And Peter?
Yes.
And Martha?
Yes.
And this is Tiny Tim, eh?
A Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
The same to you, my boy, the same to you. Here, take these parcels, someone.
Ooh.
A little present for everybody.
Why, Uncle, what a change has come over you. Only yesterday you declared Christmas was a humbug.
So I did, Fred, my boy, so I did. But I've changed my tune.
Oh.
It's never too late to mend it, eh? Never too late.
No, Uncle, indeed it isn't.
And I've come to show you how Christmas should be spent. Bless me heart, you young people don't know how to spend Christmas in these days.
Well, I like that.
But in old Fezziwig's days, that was many years ago.
Will you take a glass, sir?
No, thank you, Bob. I've had enough of spirits to last me a lifetime. And they've given me something to think about, I can tell you. I'm going to alter my ways. And I'm going to look after you and yours, Bob.
Bob, did you hear that?
And I won't be satisfied until Tiny Tim here is strong and well again.
Hooray! Good old Uncle
You'll
Scrooge.
find me as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as this good old city ever knew. Aye, as good as any other good old city, town, or borough in this good old world.